Kusazangpo and warm greetings to all the class 10 students. In this video, I'm going to present you on the topic economic issues. Firstly, the overview of the presentation. Definition of economic issues followed by economic issues in Bhutan. Economic issues. Now let me go on with its definition. Economic issues are the problems faced by an economy such as inflation, unemployment, low income and output, depletion of natural resources, income inequality, etc. When an economic situation or condition of one country spreads or affects other countries, it is called as spillover effect. And this spillover effect is most likely going to affect the smaller nations, the ones which are underdeveloped and the ones which are developing, such as Bhutan. Economic issues in Bhutan. Import-driven economy. As you all know, Bhutan is too much dependent on import of foreign goods and services into our country, mostly from India. Most of the essential and non-essential commodities, raw materials for the key industries, also the materials for the construction are imported from India. And when we are too much inclined towards the import of those from the foreign countries, that affects adversely on the current account of our country, making it deficit. When an economy is dependent on other countries, such as ours, it makes the economy vulnerable to spillover effects from the developed nations. Population. Bhutan is a nation with a slow growth of population and therefore has a handful of population as of now. This has two impact on the economy. Smaller size of population leads to manpower shortage in most of the sectors, primary, secondary and tertiary sectors, for production of goods and services. So manpower shortage in those sectors leads to low production. And also slow growth of population means small market size for the producers to carry out their economic activities. Slow market size demotivates the producers to produce goods and services, as there is minimal opportunities for them to run their business and gain profit out of it. So it adversely affects the economy of a country when the population of that country is growing slowly or it is too less, such as ours. Brain drain. Better income earning opportunities abroad has attracted many Bhutanese, especially to Australia. Of course, there are some other countries too. Most are professionals who voluntarily resign and go abroad to study and work at the same time. Government, corporate, and private organizations lost its human resources, attributing to this phenomena. Now, what this point is trying to say is to boost the economy of a country, along with the technical resources, raw materials, we also need human resources, which is very key contributing factor towards the success and the progress of any economy. But when that human resources drains out to the rest of the world, that is when it has adverse effects on the growth of our domestic industry and the economy as a whole. Which is why it is concerning trend as performance of any economy relies on its human resource. Non-performing loans, NPL in short. Non-performing loans in Bhutan are at rise recently, which means that the NPL in Bhutan in recent history is increasing. According to Quincel 2023, NPL is highest for the trade and commerce and housing sector. Now you must be wondering what non-performing loans exactly stands for. When a loan repayment is delayed by 90 days or more, it becomes non-performing. Non-performing loans affects the health of banks and consequently the growth of other sectors. By this, it means that when people fail to pay the loan on time, what happens is the financial institutions such as banks. The performance of the banks are being affected, and ultimately other sectors such as manufacturing and service sectors who depend on the financial sectors such as banks for the capital are also being affected by this. Non-performing loan affects banks and in return ultimately affects the growth of other sectors who rely on the banks for the capital. Slow growth of private sector. Bhutanese economy is largely the contribution of public sector, and private sector plays less significant role in economic growth, income generation, and employment creation. What this point means is, in Bhutan, most of the goods and services are produced by the government sector, whereby private individuals are playing lesser role in production of goods and services, whereby the private sector's contribution towards the economy of Bhutan is less by far in respect to the public sector. This is a concerning issue because the production, the income generation and employment should not be kept only to the public sector. But if private sector can equally contribute to the growth of Bhutanese economy, then more people can get employed, the revenue generation of the country will also increase and overall lead to the economic growth. Thank you for watching this video on the topic economic issues.